Do we have a situation where the two major political parties in the next election have very differing ideas about the collection of tax? Are we going to elect a government that will increase the tax take and give to the poorer in our society? Or are we going to elect a government that thinks that you know better how to spend your own money? Do we have a choice between a socialist or I know better government, or one that supports individual rights and obligations? I will express my views on these matters, but first please help this channel by giving this video a like. Every like will help the YouTube algorithm. Thank you in anticipation. Simon Bridges set out recently the National Party's preferences for less tax and more self-reliance, although he did not express any specifics. Also on radio, I heard Jacinda Ardern not rule out completely an increase in the top tax rate to 45%. Remember, it was Jacinda Ardern that wanted, and I believe still wants, a capital gains tax. Does this mean a more tax and a more spend government? Labour and the leftists that support them believe that throwing more and more money at a so-called problem is the way to solve these problems. The way to fix these issues is therefore more money, but whose money? Remember that the government does not have any money of its own, only that which it takes from the people. The last 3 years have shown that throwing more and more money at welfare is not the answer. The government has spent billions on welfare, and what is the return? No, it has not solved the problem, it has made it worse. There are ever-growing lines for welfare, for food grants, for medical procedures. The removal of the sanctions to receiving of benefits has also had the effect of increasing the numbers on the job seeker benefit, even though there is near minimum unemployment. The Labour-led government has apparently in just 3 years reduced the rate of growth in the New Zealand economy from one of the better rates around the world to one that is half what the last national government was able to achieve. That is, if the news items are to be believed. The national government left a surplus and promised tax cuts in the last election. The Labour government has cancelled those tax cuts, has spent the surplus, and is now borrowing large sums of money. This is being sold as investing in vital infrastructure. Most of the projects are those put on the back burner because the Greens do not like roads. This alone shows the difference between the right-leaning government and one that leans to the left. The leftists want to control everything, but the rightists want to establish conditions whereby the market can prosper and grow, and so provide the funds needed for the social agenda of the government. Socialism does not work. I saw recently an internet story that explained the simple difference between socialists and capitalists. A man purchased an expensive sports car, and an obvious socialist said, "Think about all the people that could be fed with the money you spent on that car." To which the owner replied that he was not sure how many people could have benefited from his purchase, but the following is a short list of those who may have benefited. The dealer who earned commission on the sale of the car, the component manufacturers who supplied the builder of the car, the growers of the rubber trees needed for the tyres on the car, the miners of all the raw materials, the steel, the copper, the aluminium, etc., the truckers who transported those raw materials, and the completed car. But I'm not sure how many actually benefited. So we have a clear explanation of the difference between socialism and capitalism. Socialists want to give other people's money away to whomever they consider worthy, whereas capitalists only ask that you give your money for something that you see value in. The first, giving money for nothing, rob peoples of dignity, whereas the second, payment for value, puts more dignity in people's lives. Socialism is being forcibly robbed of your money that you earned so that the government can give it to somebody who has not earned it. With New Zealand First being rejected by the Nats, Winston is now committed to Labour. That is, if he gets back into government. The electorate therefore has a clear choice. Labour and more tax and spend, or the Nats with ACT and a less interventionist government with tax cuts if they keep their promises. I know whom I would prefer. Well, that is the end of this video. If you would like to comment, both positive and negative, feel free, as it is good to have a two-way conversation. Remember to hit the like button, as that will help the YouTube algorithms. Any comments you wish to make may give me ideas for future commentary. Please share this video with your friends and family. If you wish to subscribe, then push the relevant buttons, including the little bell. Then you will find out when I upload a new video. Just use the appropriate buttons. Thanks for watching Captain Cookie's commentary, and we will see you next time.